You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there. She looks like she's barely seen the light of day.
I've been meaning to ask, you didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on public. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they burned our fields. Those who were too weak to make the trip back
To be sacrificed in the sun.
I was helping the healers back then. The chorus was divided in how to face the invasion. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe. And while they bickered,
It couldn't have been easy.
I come from a small village. My grandmother used to say there was no... I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, but the injured kept pouring into Plainsong. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ran. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors. The smell of burning flesh haunted.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to demand that we take I was denied.
I need to get going.
May the land bloom in your... Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need. There it is.
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varl and Aaron brought in, she's... related to you.
It's hard to explain. Copy.
Good.
Maybe. You said you were training with the folk?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith. They are faster and more... How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not...
I would not wish to face...
I'm with you there. Getting Ether out of the Grove made for...
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaro's mission for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base.
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tenakth territory with that Karja armor up. She'll be lucky if my people don't...
She'll be careful.
Whoever it is.
Have you had a chance to speak with...
Briefly. He fought well. Are all Nora as skilled as...
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the...
Tekote knew that if I'd be forced to forsake the clan, I'd never be able... After I've said it, even though he knew it was exile, so I became a...
I'm sorry you had to...
I am not.
When we were at the wings of the Ten, what does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew... And for us, and it is why the challenge... Many times, the feeling of...
I need to go.
On your way, then.
Back again.
So, how does a tribe like warriors like that...
By holding them off when our fields bloomed aplenty, but Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary. In the end, even the Tenakth. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement, but some veterans still remain in the...
I was
for food for a blessing. They had all, but at least without it, that is why
You said you...
I did. News of... Before I knew it. We knew we couldn't take on but we also knew the layout. We ambushed small, sabotaged their supply.
Sounds like you were forced to be...
Enough that the Tenakth... When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their rank. We chased the enemy all the way.
You called your...
To all of... I tried to...
You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't... She looks like she's been...
I should probably go.
I'll be here if you need...
Where'd Kotallo go?
Did you know there used to be a rainforest so big the old ones called it the lungs of the planet?
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. Run it to the ground at some point. They helped bring part of it back in Sobek's time.
That's good to hear. I wonder if it grew back after Zero died. Where I heard this.
I'd like to think so. Aloy! Glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want?
How did they get you?
But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So Far Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over?
When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal. They didn't seem to care. So I concluded that then they can redesign it to be
mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who... What else do you know about them?
They were some of the most affluent, and how they controlled almost every... Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned the Zeniths set up a base here on... Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was... I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zenith they were discussing setting up a perimeter to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth, plus infrastructure to gather materials.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them and other survivors of the call.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar, or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal.
The Zeniths never told you any.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived first Earth 1,000 years ago, and then...
Guess they survived old age too. How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. Then I saw you. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw...
You said you saw an opportunity to escape. What did you do exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover us, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Verbena's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about...
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth.
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber, an updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of...
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA.
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to act.
You said you spent years. Was this archive you met?
But only the parts I was permitted to. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and...
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would...
To have all that knowledge... All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you Want to come upstairs, or...
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia is powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single... To a single location, of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are.
You were supposed to be further along by now!
Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing!
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything, everyone, are going to die.
Hey, calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
I just think she talks a lot. You would too. She knew everything there is to know about everything.
She can also crank out a whole army of machines.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The 2 remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right. Thanks, Gaia. So I guess we won't be making use of Cylon's weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. but I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more subfunctions to get. I'm back, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy.
So this facility, it was meant to oversee the terraform.
For the local read, had humans received their education from, they would have then been guided here to as that never happened.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions.
Yes. From here to observe weather.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be should you find and reconnect the camera.
I'll keep a lookout. So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia, it used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. The facility was used to engineer, and it appears to have been one of many
Guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn. It was created to oversee operations, and had spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know.
No. From the data on your focus, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside, I imagine it is unwilling.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus and... Well, that's too bad. The processor Ether was installed on was part of a memorial to something called the Do you know anything about...
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunate. However, climate data indicates a peak. Such conditions would see an increase in dust storms.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things...
Yes. Date levels in the clawback era of...
There was an ancient tank embedded in the Bulwark. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh plague, the US military resumed the use of human as automated machinery. It is possible the vehicle...
So they fought against the Pharaoh machine until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. When we were at the facility where there were records that said Far Zenith were I know they traded their ectogenic chambers, but why were they researching it?
At this point, we can only perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey, necessitating such as their goals evolved over time.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. Gaia?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. We exchanged greetings, name. It was the first of many listening to her stories.
Your friend.
Yes. Though I am glad she made it home.
She was okay with that. Thanks, Gaia. So, I guess Beta's here to stay. Told her to talk to you She's...
What were you expecting?
I don't know. And
It is true, she overestimated our However, it is also worth noting, emboldened her to escape.
I guess so.
Give her time.
How's Kotallo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm. In an effort to remedy this, I believe he will want to fill you in.
A solution? How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land god in an effort to understand. Without the abilities of I am unfortunately. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending...
Indeed. Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarity and encouraged Varl.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted, amongst a number of Oseram curses. He has given repeated assurances that.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extra... When we were at the facility where we found there were records that said Far Zenith were research. I know they traded, but...
At this point, perhaps a necessity, as their goal.
So they got more So, the greatest build the Terra... What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations. Resources and technology were within a month of the project's concept. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend. She said it was important to aid in my
What were they like?
scared, hopeful achievements on a scale. I owe everything.
See you later, guys.
Until next time.
It's a little loud, Erend.
I know.
Hey, you and Erend okay?
Nothing some rest can't take care of. Are you okay?
Just trying to take...
Fair enough.
So,
Yes, training. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already.
of course. You guys reading something?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped without the knowledge from Apollo to guide.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
Yeah. I wonder how the world must have seemed so...
Not to mention terrifying.
And they became an entire
It's good to see you and Zoe enjoy...
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas and to thank her for helping me something from the old world. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed. If you ask me, stuffing it doesn't sound like...
Maybe Gaia can help you find... How's everyone?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Aaron. Then Zoe said something about 2 trees coming from one seed.
I'm guessing you've...
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell and told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine. He said a warrior shouldn't be prayed. For a second, I thought I was talking to... Never thought a Tanakh than a Nora war chief could have...
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for...
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy did.
Whatever it was, she...
Must be quite a...
I guess she'll tell us when... How's everyone...
And we all have our difficult moments. But I'm hoping Oseram stubborn.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in.
I see everyone settling in.
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds. Says a home should always... I asked Aaron to help find some. I think he'd rather stick his head into a...
Still, it's not a bad idea. Looks like I was wrong. Their ship didn't explode on its way to sea.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, but still, the tribe settled.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl.
That didn't stop you from resurrect. Won't stop us from using.
Let's hope that's... I should get back to the wilds.
I'll keep an eye on Beta. Make sure she's comfortable.
Okay.
There is something I'd like to discuss. It's about the land god.
You said you wanted to talk about...
I think there's a way to once again provide plain song. Gaia gave me a set of instructions. If we deliver it to the land gods...
That's great.
It may be. Unless the code is given by Hephaestus, Gaia showed me a way around. We need components called control machines similar to the...
You mean Grimhorns? Like the one...
Yes. Gaia...
So, kill them, then use them to adapt the reboot code into something...
If all goes well. But...
We'll do it together.
Bless you, Aloy.
You said you were at Baron...
Tenakthmar. Then before we knew it, the gates were open. What happened next was, when all the dust and blood settled, our enemies defeated. I went back to... It didn't feel like I...
Is that when you...
I thought... Then you came along. I could either sing at people...
I'm glad you chose the I'll let you know when I get
Good. The old ones like to dance.
Well, they didn't have two left feet like I
The
do.
rebels know exactly where to hit us.
Thought we could talk?
As long...
You said you were training with...
That's right. I've been... They are How many do...
I'm not sure.
I would not...
I'm with you there. I better head out.
Be vigilant.
Dinosaurs?
Are you sure that's what the data says?
I'm telling you, it's a drink, but it's soft.
How is it soft?
It says here it has bubbles in it.
Well, we can't expect to make sense out of everything the old ones did.
There's another cauldron with override data on that one. Looks like there's some camp close to Barrier Horizon. I should see what that's doing.
Over here! Move in! Now!
closed. I have to find another river seems to run through the camp. Maybe I can use it to get in.
Not even I'm moving on!
This is where we lost sight of it. You, there. You, over there.
Yes, right away.
Better have my back.
I will hunt you down like the animal. I'm following my orders. Keep watching! We must be closing in!
Don't get impatient. Come and help me out.
He's getting away!
Better start looking.
You and me! There she is! You two, it's down to us. Regala will be out of this shop. Can you hear me? I'll go easy on you if you show yourself. No, you came back.
Post. Away from the main camp. That might be where Regala's keeping her machines.
I'll finish this! What?
Acid's eating away at it. Now to follow up.
Cover fire!
Stop fooling around!
A lot of pens, not that many machines. Where'd they all go? Better check in that cave. I'll find this in my stash later. drawbridge. Might be my way across. Well, it's one half of the bridge. How to drop the other side? Scanning the bridge with my focus might show me something.